Let's go live.
Damn, that Dodgers over is at 10.5. I got it.
Yeah, and Beaver still likes it.
I got it at 9.
Good morning. Happy Sunday. And it is a happy goddamn Sunday because last night was awesome. I made so much goddamn money last night. Prop Beaver has returned from his trip to Philly, was it?
No, I didn't have a trip to Philly.
What did you do last night?
I was motherfucking tired. I went to UFC. I saw some UFC fights. That's what I did.
Oh, you just hung out with your friends?
Yeah, just with the boys.
Did you see the comment in the YouTube channel yesterday that said Singa is about as reliable as Beaver is to show up?
Yeah, I did see that.
It's true. It's true.
But like Kodai Senga yesterday, Beaver showed up.
And we can.
Yep. Well, actually, no, I didn't. I had the over in that one. It was one of my only losses. One of my 2 losses. So anyway, 15 games today, but it is Sunday. So be careful with your bets on Sunday because sometimes you can find the perfect angle. There's just a lot of weird shit that goes on in this getaway day. A lot of unpredictable managerial decisions by these teams. So I'm not. Hey, there's bets I like today, and I'm going to throw down some bets. But I'm just saying, like maybe this is a day where you lower your unit size. If you're $100 better, maybe you make yourself a $75 better on Sunday. I promise that's good advice. And anyone who bets baseball and has for years knows that that's pretty good advice. So let's get started. Arizona at Detroit. Oh, I want to bet the Tigers so bad, man. I said Arizona -1.5 for pass on YouTube last night. And I'll run through my notes real quick. They're almost like kind of obvious. So the only thing I can really find for Detroit is Zach Gallen's decline in his production recently. The graphic I used last night was his first 9 starts versus last 4. In his last 4 starts, his whip is nearly double. His FIP is nearly double. His last 2 road starts, he's got a 4.84 ERA. He hasn't been bad, but he certainly hasn't been producing at the level he was producing a month ago. That's for sure. Screw it. I can't do it. I want to bet Detroit so bad just because everyone is betting Arizona. Look at this. There's actually a few plays. I think there's 3 where the public is overwhelmingly on one side. So yeah, I want to. It's and to the comment. It's not Joey Wentz anymore. So it says Wentz in the graphic. It's not Joey Wentz. Who did you say was pitching, Prop Beaver?
It's Will Vest, but then Joey Wentz is going to just come in the 2nd or 3rd inning. He's the primary pitcher still.
This is officially a pass for me. It's no longer an Arizona or pass. It's just a pass.
Yeah, I mean, this is simple. If this was any other day of the week, I'm just taking an Arizona double result and calling it a day. It's not. It's a Sunday. Big favorite on the road. Gallen definitely has some worse road splits. I'm good off this one pass.
I'm going to jump in with my feet wet. Give me Detroit first 5 on the money line for just a half a unit. We got a weird start time early in Detroit. The world's on, obviously on the Diamondbacks here. I get all that, but yeah, I was looking at maybe an Arizona first 5 team total type of thing, but I just couldn't do it. It just doesn't seem right to me. So give me the Tigers in the first 5 at plus 185 for a half.
It's actually plus 194 on FanDuel right now.
Oh,
holy shit! It makes me want to tail.
I mean, and this is just a Sunday baseball bet, guys. This isn't like, oh my god, this is just. I know that if I place this bet over and over on Sundays, most likely I'm going to come out ahead. Yeah,
and I mean, there's like you said, there's not many statistical angles you can find for Detroit here. It's just betting on the Sunday shit. Let's move on to the next one. Houston at Cleveland. Prop Beaver liked this one more than I did, but now that it's down to -120, it made the ticket. And I'm down to back Cleveland here. Cleveland, that's down to -120. Obviously, I like that I'm getting it for 20 cents cheaper than what it was last night. That being said, line movement does worry me a bit. But the public and most of the action being on Houston definitely eases my mind a little. So just like I said last, you know what? I'm going to let Prop Beaver do his Brandon Belak notes, because what I said on YouTube, those are his Belak notes. So I'll let him read them to you.
Yeah, I mean, to put it candidly, Belak's like, if you thought Bryce Elder was due for regression, this guy's the king of due. I mean, this guy's numbers it's incredible that he has a 3.35 ERA. His expected ERA is a 5.65. His FIP's a 5.22, both not great. And then the underlying numbers, I mean, he's allowing 1.7 home run per 9, a 1.5 whip, a 291 opposing batting average, a 13.6 barrel rate. How the hell does this guy have a 3.35 ERA? It makes zero sense. Look on the road, and that jumps to a 4.26 WOBA, a 2.35 home run per 9, a 6.54 FIP. I mean, this guy is 5 times the StatCast anomaly as Elder. And I know the Guardians got blanked a bit by France yesterday, but JP France, you look at his numbers, his splits against lefties, they're amongst the best among starters in baseball. He has been dominant against lefties. Guardians are very left-hand heavy. The team total's at 4.5, and Kyle got scared off of it, but I still like it. I would take that as well. They're 8-2-3 to this total before that France start, and I think the Guardians can hit them up behind an Astros pen that's not only exhausted from the doubleheader, but 26th in WOBA, 19th in FIP, and 20th in XFIP over the last 2 weeks. On the other side is Bieber, and as much as I talk my shit about Bieber, do not like this guy whatsoever. He's been great at home. There's really no denying it. He's going to face a lineup loaded with righties. Against righties at home, Bieber's got a 254 WOBA, 102 whip, 3.5 FIP. I just think after the 2 strong performances to start off the series without Yordan Alvarez, that this lineup's due a little bit of negative regression on a Sunday in a day start. I think everything is lining up for Cleveland, especially with that bullpen edge. So give me the Guards. Give me the team total over 4.5.
Yeah, I'm all over Cleveland here with you guys as well. I thought this was a pretty big mismatch. And not to mention, we got the Houston C team. It's not even like the B team with Diaz, Myers, Kissinger, and Salazar rounding out that Astros order. And on the other side, you got on Cleveland, you got guys like Will Brennan and Miles Straw that seem to be finding their bats right now. So I'm not in love with Shane Bieber either. Really not a fan of him. I hope that he gets traded to Arizona. But yeah, I'll take him at home right now on a Sunday.
Yeah. And wait, Toast, are you a fan of the Guardians' backup catcher? His name's Fry.
No, I mean,
he's the worst player in Major League Baseball. I hate this guy. He was so in that 14-inning game. I swear he tried to lose the game 4 or 5 different occasions.
I'll question whether he was an actual baseball player.
I don't think he is a baseball. I swear I wouldn't be surprised if the Guardians were like a man short and they just found an athletic-looking guy in the crowd. It was like, hey, just throw this uniform on.
What's really irritating is that they're using Cam Gallagher today, and they have Bo Naylor, Josh Naylor's brother, who is a catcher who has a lot of pop down in the minor leagues. I don't know why he's not playing, but yeah.
Dude, Naylor's a beast. And Beaver put me on that guy, and I was like, this guy's not good because he looks like...
Oh, yes, he is.
He looks like a
brother that's
He looks like a professional wrestler. He looks like a professional wrestler, and he's a monster. But yeah, the
if
reason...
They call Bo Naylor up, I'm betting Cleveland to win the division. You give me 2 Nailers in that lineup, and I'm ready to go.
Pair of Nailers. The reason, Prop Beaver, the reason I don't want to tell you on the team total is I like your angle that Cleveland gets to Belak, but it's the reason I'm with you on Cleveland is the combination of that and the Bieber splits against right-handed bats. So my angle isn't solely. I think the Cleveland Guardians are going to score 7 runs. I think they can win 4-1. So next game, Mets at Pirates. Line movement is not on my side. Don't care. Give me the New York Metropolitans plus 115. Just like I said on YouTube, and this also applies to the Yankees, the Dodgers, maybe the Angels a little bit. The Mets are a huge market team, obviously New York City. They're a team with one of the biggest payrolls in baseball. They had high expectations coming into the season. They're going to get talked about. And when you have a team like that, anything that happens with that team, and this applies to all sports, by the way, the Cowboys, all sports, the big market teams, whatever happens with that team is going to be grossly exaggerated in the media. Right now, you would think, based on MLB Twitter, based on the New York Post cover, did you see the cover? Whatever. Based on the media, you would think the Mets are in last place in the NL. Seriously. If you look at their numbers over the last 4... What?
Are they not?
No, they're not even in last place in the division.
Oh, okay.
I
wasn't even making a joke. I really thought they were in dead last in their division.
No, they're ahead of the Phillies, and I said in the NL. In the NL, I mean, there's there's several teams below them. But yeah, so if in this one, Carrasco has pitched really well in his last 3 starts. I don't love betting him on the road, but also the Pittsburgh Pirates are a roller coaster. Sure, bats were hot against righties for the last couple weeks, week and a half. But if you rewind 2 weeks ago, the bats were ice cold. This is a roller coaster of a lineup. Kodai Senga blanked them yesterday. And then Mitch Keller trending in the opposite direction. If it was just 1 or even 2 bad starts from Mitch Keller, I could say, all right, you know what, let's stick with them. We're talking 3 bad starts in a row from Keller against Seattle and Oakland. 2 teams that don't even hit righties like that. Mets, plus 115.
Yeah, I mean, I love Mitch Keller this season. I was hoping for a breakout. He definitely broke out. But what I was not expecting was for the guy to look like a complete and utter Cy Young candidate. And the regression has definitely been smacking him in the face. I mean, the last 3 starts are really, really brutal. 7.79 ERA, 4.16 WOBA. The 1.85 whip is also pretty gross. He has a 4.91 FIP during that span, so that suggests a little bit of positive regression. But I mean, I just can't ignore the fact that those struggles came against Oakland and Seattle. Those teams are 23rd and 28th in WRC plus against righties over the last 30 days. Mets offense, even without Alonso, may I say, I mean, the last 5 games, they look like they've woken up. They're averaging 6.2 runs per game with 4+ in each of them. Pirates pen is sitting 30th in xFIP, 25th in FIP, and 21st in WOBA over the last 2 weeks. And I just think the Mets bats can produce here both off Keller and that pen, even without Alonso. On the other side is Carlos Carrasco. And yeah, the guy is definitely scary to back, but I'm inclined to do so at this plus price. Pirates may have some ridiculous recent ranks against righties, but I simply don't get it. Take out the Tyler McGill start, who's truly, utterly pissed on the road. And the last 7 righties to face Pittsburgh own a combined 1.94 ERA, 1.21 whip, and 0.4 home runs allowed per 9. I mean, that just simply doesn't scare me at all. Pitt regularly starts 6 lefties in their lineup, and Carrasco's best spot thus far has been against lefties on the road, where he's got a 280 WOBA. Before heading to Atlanta, a spot he's notoriously struggled, he had 2 straight excellent starts against Chicago and Cleveland, who I think are very comparable offenses to Pittsburgh against starting right-handed pitching. And then on top of that, he has some really nice history against the lineup. 467 OPS, 172 OBA through 31 plate appearances against these Pirates bats. I think that we have an added benefit here because the Mets have an off day tomorrow, so they could use Robertson and Ottavino 2 days in a row, knowing that they need to secure this series before they head into the Subway Series, because if they drop another series, I mean, the media is going to be coming for Buck's head. I think they pull out all the stops today, and I think they get this W.
Same spot as you guys. I bet the Mets yesterday, and I'm betting them again today, especially at plus money. Honestly, for me, it's a little bit of a bet on the Mets, but I have to see Mitch Keller be Mitch Keller again. Before I bet on him. I understand he's at home and stuff like that, but just take away all the numbers that Beaver just said for just 1 second. Just think about this. If Mitch Keller's so bad right now that he didn't have any whiffs his last start against Oakland, not one guy whiffed. That bothers me. That's concerning to me. Seems like the world's betting Pittsburgh. Let's go Mets.
Yeah, I love that angle too. I'll make the charts big for a second. Everyone's on the Pirates. Everyone. So definitely makes the Mets even more appetizing. Let's move on to the next one. Nats at Braves. I almost don't even want to talk. I'll put over 10, but it's really over 10 or pass for me. Obviously, the Braves bats are red hot. If you isolate the numbers to the last 14 days, they're first in every single major offensive category. Average, OPS, slugging, WRC plus. I mean, the Braves lineup are truly, the Braves bats are truly red hot. Trevor Williams actually has some decent career history against the Braves. They just have a team of the bats combined lifetime, just a 666 OPS against Trevor Williams, and he pitched for the Mets. So he's got some outings against the Braves where he really has been okay, but I almost don't even care the way the Braves are hitting. I throw those numbers out. I feel like they would smack anybody right now. Sure, I bet you one of the guys, Toast or Beaver, is going to tell you Bryce Elder's due for some regression. Yeah, probably. And I don't like the Nats bats, so that's why I'll say over 10, but I'm not going to bet this.
Yeah, I don't really have interest in betting this either. Trevor Williams has some pretty solid numbers against the Braves lifetime. So it would be shocking, but I wouldn't be all that surprised if he puts together a decent start at Atlanta despite his really, really bad road splits. Also, it's a getaway day. You never know how those could go. So I could see the Braves bats underwhelming a bit through the first 5. Not going to put a flagpole in on that, but yeah. And then on the other side is Bryce Elder. I love taking the K unders with Washington. They've been steadily cashing me out, but the issue is that Elder just for some reason just has excellent K history against the Nationals going over all 3 starts. So just don't want to force anything here. Think I'd rather pass. Yeah.
Oh, Prop Beaver, I forgot to ask you on the phone. I don't know if you looked at the charts this morning, but look at this. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Look what happened in between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Like a truckload of sharp money came in on the Nats. I was scrolling through injury reports trying to see what happened.
It's because me and my uncle bet the Nats. That's what you're seeing right there.
That's me and my uncle just hammered the Nats. That's what happened.
Yeah,
so all right, I guess that was spoilers. Toast. Can I put Nats money line in front of you?
First 5, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, nothing really. I'm not going to sit here and talk about Elder regression because the kid just continues to pitch well. But they all said it for me. Our Williams has decent history against the Braves. It's a Sunday. I don't really love Bryce Elder. If you're going to give me a Nats team that just continues to play well and score runs at this point, at plus 200 on the Sunday, I'm going to take it for a half a unit.
Plus 210 on Caesars.
Even better.
Wow. I mean, if you think about it, the Tigers at plus 195, Nats at plus 210. All he has to do is hit one of these.
Exactly.
If you could place 3 of them, all you got to do is hit one. Damn. Definitely looks nice. But let's the Braves bats though are terrifying. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean,
Next game. Royals at Orioles, and I was on Kansas City first 5 money line last night. Prop Beaver did not co-sign it, didn't make the ticket. But I do understand his concern. So I'll put it on the screen. Royals first 5 money line. It was at plus 138 when I looked this morning on Barstool. So it's probably it couldn't have moved that much in the last hour. The factor here is going to be what are they going to do with Carlos Hernandez? Because Prop Beaver saying some websites have Michael Mayers listed as the primary pitcher. So that would indicate that Carlos Hernandez is only going to throw an inning or 2. If I'm Kansas City, why would I do that? With all those left-handed bats in Baltimore's lineup, why would you throw Mayers in there? Carlos Hernandez, he's got like a 2.48 FIP. I truly... Was that you agreeing?
No, it's because he's got a mental block as a starter, so they're gonna bring him in as a reliever. I'm dead serious. I'm not just making this
a mental block. What do you know him?
No, I know about Carlos Hernandez really well. He made me a lot of money. He was a very good starter for KC a while ago, and then he got
2021.
Yeah, then he got bumped into the bullpen, and now when you read the articles about him, they talk about how he has a hard time starting. So as soon as they bring him out of the bullpen, he's fine. That's all I was going to add.
I call bull on that.
I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying that's what they're saying.
That's what it says. I'm not the one who said it. But I mean, what I think the angle is, if you're the Royals, are you even managing to win baseball games right now? Or are you managing to develop talent? Maybe they think this kid Michael Mayers, despite if Carlos Hernandez be pitching 5 or 6 innings is the better option as far as winning this game. Maybe the Royals feel for their future developing Michael Mayers is the better move. I don't know, but Mayers has ugly splits against lefties, and the Orioles have a ton of lefties. So if Carlos Hernandez starts and goes 5 innings, I love this. Doesn't look like he's going to. Go ahead.
Oh, that's where you left off with that? Yeah, so this is just a pass for me. Yeah, Carlos Hernandez probably should go the full game or whatever the hell, but that's not what they're going to do. They're going to make him pitch for an inning, and then Mike Mayers is going to come in. And
Such
Mike
bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Give my man a chance. Give my man a chance.
Yeah, and Mike Mayers, he's looked good his first 3 starts against some pretty mediocre lineups, but then he comes in against the Marlins bats who were hot and absolutely got pounded into a different century. His splits against lefties have always been a problem, but his splits against lefties this year are really bad. Orioles are starting likely lefties in their lineup. I just think this is ultimately a pass for me. I know Kyle Gibson got smoked the last time you saw Casey earlier in the season, but look at Kyle Gibson's home history against the Royals, and it's pretty much like 7-inning shutouts regularly. Casey bats on the road are just putrid, so yeah, this is a pass. Tried going sharp with Casey last 2 days. Their pitchers continue to suck. Their bats continue to suck. No reason to force it.
Hernandez doesn't suck.
He's going a fucking inning, you sick O.
I can't wait till he pitches 5 to tag you in Twitter on it.
Yeah, I'm on Baltimore. Give me Baltimore -1.5 plus 120 for a half a unit. I think they smoke these guys. Don't really love Casey at all. Not to mention, it seems to be way too popular as far as Casey. I think it's people are betting them because it's Sunday. Not saying that you guys are. I'm just saying that in general. So, but yeah, I just trust this Baltimore team. They continue to play well. I actually like the fact that Gibson didn't pitch well against these guys earlier in the season. I think that gives him a little bit more reason to pitch well today. So I'm all over Baltimore.
So you don't believe in Hernandez?
No.
Someone isn't familiar with the FIP numbers.
I'm familiar with
how many pitch. You're not familiar with how many innings he goes per start, you sicko.
I'm just saying, do you remember we were working here probably like 4 nights ago, and this kid came out of the bullpen, and we were like, yo, this is the guy. He throws 100 plus. This guy's got gas. Looked like Hunter Green out of the bullpen. This is the guy. And if I'm managing the Orioles, I'm letting them go 7 blind, no matter what happens. Just if you have your guy, you believe in your guy.
Let him work through it.
Dodgers at Phillies. I went Dodgers -1.5, but Prop Beaver kind of talked me off it a little. I mean, I'm still on it, but I don't like it as much as I did last night. Last night I was kind of like blind. Let's do it. Not having no idea who's going to pitch for the Dodgers is a little bit concerning. Victor Gonzalez is starting. Is it going to be Michael Grove as the primary pitcher? I don't know. So I'm on Dodgers -1.5, but I'm not going to go on a rant trying to get you to tail me on this one.
My turn?
Go ahead. I don't know what Prop Beaver's doing.
I'm trying to take it while we're doing this because you wanted to get on the phone 30 minutes before the show and tried to put it together. That is why I'm half-assed. Yeah, I mean, I want to pass here. There's we don't even know who's going to be fully pitching the entire game. Victor Gonzalez is going to open it up, but he just pitched 2 days ago. And then on top of that, they have a guy named, what is Buddy's name?
Caleb Ferguson.
Another pass from Prop Beaver. Shocking.
I mean, dude, it's a Sunday. You should continue to force plays on Sundays. That's good, especially with favorites.
The Nick people want picks. I'm gonna give them picks.
Nick Robertson is going to be the primary pitcher, and he just made his major league debut.
Who the hell is that?
The other day, he looked really good. There's high projections for him to be a key part of this Dodgers bullpen rotation. But as a starter or as a primary pitcher, I have no clue how the guy's going to do. There's so much variance here in terms of what the pitching production will be for the Dodgers. I know Kyle's going to say, well, the Phillies bats suck so bad it doesn't matter. And honestly, that's a pretty good point. But just here on a Sunday, not worth it in my eyes. If you want to bet this, I would lay the 1.5 rather than lay juice with the money line.
People in the comments are saying Caleb Ferguson for the Dodgers. Yo, that's ESPN, though. I'd be careful. ESPN, they don't give a shit about their website. I swear to God. I almost never go on there anymore just because I found other websites just be way more accurate. I like RotoWire and Roto Grinders. If you're looking at projected lineups, projected starters, those are solid. But ESPN, I'm not saying you're wrong with the Caleb Ferguson. I'm just saying ESPN has a tendency to have the wrong pitcher on there pretty often.
I use Baseball Press for lineups. It's the only one I use. It's the only one I trust. It's the only one that's never wrong. Caleb Ferguson's going for the Dodgers.
Oh, it is Ferguson. Okay.
Yes.
So
it's baseballpress.com.
Is he starting?
Ferguson was great the other night against the Reds.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a straight bullpen game for the Dodgers.
So what is it? What are you betting?
I like the over. I liked it at 9 last night when I bet it. I don't like it at 10.5 now. I mean, so
Let's say over.
I guess I lean. Yeah, over or pass. But the Dodgers yesterday was really, really big for the Dodgers. Bobby Miller going so deep, and then Andre Jackson coming in to save it out. I mean, they have every single person in that bullpen rested and ready to go. So it's probably going to be a little bit of a feel thing with Roberts, with their manager. So if these guys start going a few innings and they're in the game, then you might see it. If they're out of the game, it's going to change a little bit. So it really just kind of depends on if you think that Taijuan Walker can deal or not. So the issue the reason is, I don't know what's going on with the Dodgers, but this was supposed to be Tony Gonsolin's start. He was supposed to start in Cincinnati and then in Philadelphia. For whatever reason, he's not starting today. So I'm assuming he's going tomorrow or whatever schedule is. But yeah, it's a weird one for sure.
Someone asked what my zodiac sign is. I'm a Leo. Just strange.
I'm a Scorpio, if you wanted to know.
I'm Leo, natural born leader, man. The lion.
I don't know what any of mine means.
I really don't either. Twins at Blue Jays. I'm going to let Prop Beaver take the mic here because he loves this trend. I'm tailing him, though. I'm not hating. I'm not hating on it. I'm tailing, but it is his pick, so I'll let him go.
I'm going to just keep betting this. I know it lost the last time I took it against Milwaukee, and I was like 17-2. No way. They lose the trend, and they did. But, yeah, I mean, to refresh you on the trend, Gausman's opponents are 17-5 to the run line as road dogs going back to 2022. In his last 4 home starts against the Twins, he's 0-3 with a 6.14 ERA, 131 whip, and a 1.63 home run per 9. And yes, while the Jays have definitely been winning games lately, I'm throwing those offensive rankings away because I think they're complete bullshit. Over the last 11 games, yeah, the Jays are 7-4, but they're averaging 3.4 runs per game during that span. In the Jays' last 6 games, their opponents are 5-1 to the run line as dogs. So I know that Gausman's a beast, but he's now going to be at home where he's been worse throughout his career. Well, at least over his recent years. And then on top of that, he's going to see this Twins lineup for the second time after dominating them earlier in the year. I'm going to take a shot with the heavy public on the Blue Jays here.
The Blue Jays?
My bad, the Twins. It's early.
No, it's okay. I was just confused because I didn't know. Is the heavy public super on the Twins? I'm on the Twins money line. Give me the Twins money line.
Everyone's on Toronto.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Give me the Twins money line. Whatever it is now. I think it was 180 last night. Whatever it is. Look, Gausman's been really good, like Beaver pointed out. There's no question about that. But one thing about him is that for whatever the reason is, this team just doesn't seem to score runs when he pitches. They're averaging just over 3 runs a game. I can't remember how many starts I went back, like 5 or 6 or something like that. And part of that is that they scored 5 runs his last time out. So Louis Varland's been pretty damn decent for these guys. I understand that he got rocked a couple times against Tampa Bay, but yeah, the Twins have all their major bullpens on ready to go. It's Sunday. It's a big plus price. Yeah, I'm rocking with the Twins here.
Someone asked if Prop Beaver's reading off a teleprompter.
No, he's just reading notes.
Yeah, we're all reading off notes, though.
I'm typing a ticket.
Oh, right. He's typing a ticket. Minnesota money line's at plus 176 on DraftKings, by the way. Just check. That's the best you can get. Let's move on to the next one. Damn, we're roasting Prop Beaver hard this morning. I didn't even disagree with that pick. We're on the same side as him, too. I'll
break out like a fucking ravenous raccoon on you, fuck.
A ravenous raccoon, he says. All right, Rangers at Rays. I like both team totals overs. I like the over. This morning I saw the Texas Rangers team total over at 3 even.
Mm-hmm.
The best lineup in baseball. What? It's at 3.5 at plus money now. But I like both of them. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay team total over 4.5 at minus 115. Texas team total over 3.5. That was at plus 106 about an hour ago. So I would assume it's somewhere in that vicinity now. Yeah, I mean, it's a lefty-lefty pitching matchup with 2 of the best lineups in baseball against left-handed pitching. I feel like I could just end my description right there. Martin Perez has terrible splits on the road. If it wasn't for Perez, I don't know if I would be on the Tampa team total over, but Perez numbers look so bad on the road. And on the road in Tampa, that's just a nightmare. And then Texas Rangers, 3.5. How many times do you get the Rangers team total at 3.5? Over at plus money? I know it's Shane McClanahan, but He hasn't pitched against a lineup like the Rangers yet this year. It's arguably the best lineup in baseball against lefties. So yeah, that's how I'm playing this one.
Ghost, what is with you, bro? This guy Ghost is attacking my LA hats. You're glazing, bro. You're glazing Kyle because this man wears a different team's hat every day and there's zero comments ever. We're in the same industry. I buy a bunch of hats. I like hats. I like logos. Get off my Johnson. Now, Ray's first 5 team total over here is just it's the bet to make and it's the bet of the year. I love the Rays first 5 team total over against lefties. It is a tradition that I want to keep carrying on.
Wait, are you going Rays team total over or Rays first 5 team total over?
First 5, always isolated to the first 5.
And it's 2.5?
Yes. They've now cashed their last 9 of 11 games against left-handed pitching, averaging 4.8 runs per game. The last 6 lefties to visit Tampa all let them fly over, averaging 5.8 runs per game with 4+ runs through the first 5 every single time. They've rocked premier left-handed pitchers, and now they're facing Martin Perez, who on the road is starting to just flat out look putrid. The last 4 road starts for him, he's got an 8.41 ERA, 4.32 WOBA, a 7.8 FIP. Now you got to face the number 1 offense in the league against lefties at their crib. Good luck, Mr. Perez. In Perez's last 4 road starts, opponents are 3-1 to this team total over, averaging 4.8 runs per game. And on top of that, he has some bad history through his career at Tampa. Through 7 trips to Tampa, he's 3-4 with an 8.44 ERA, 191 WHIP, 196 home run per 9. Rays went over 5 of those starts, averaging 5.3 runs per game. BallparkPal.com has it simulated to get smacked as well. Everything's working here. Just got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Don't have to kick down my door to tell me to fade Martin Perez on the road.
Yeah, guys, it's Sunday. You already know what it is. Texas money line plus 170 for John. I'm only doing it for a half a unit. But again, just like Sauce said about their team total, I feel the same way about their money line price. If you're going to give me one of the best teams in baseball, the best hitting teams in baseball at a huge plus price, I'm going to take it. I understand Perez has been pretty, I guess, average on the road. But his last 5 starts against Tampa Bay, he's only lost once. So and that was the one, it was in Tampa Bay where he gave up 6 runs. But his last time out in Tampa Bay, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 3 runs. I mean, nothing to go home about, but it wasn't horrible. It's just a too big of a price for me. I know McClanahan's been really good. There's no question about that. I love Sugar Shane. But that Rays bullpen's been suspect. McClanahan's known not to go deep into the game. So if he has trouble and we get multiple cracks at that Rays bullpen at that big plus price, I'm more than happy to take it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't even realize it's at plus 175 on PointsBet now. That's crazy to give you with Texas.
I just can't not take it.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't hate the bet at all. All right, let's move to the next one. Oakland at Milwaukee. How do we not? Oakland first 5 money line at plus 170. It's crazy that it seems like Oakland's the square side. It's not, because look at all the action. Everyone's betting Milwaukee. Look at the bottom left. One of the most public plays on the board.
I would pay good money. I would pay such good money just to get 5 people to explain to me what they're seeing with Milwaukee.
It just
makes
real.
No sense to me.
That brings me to my point here.
Okay.
Let me scroll my notes. So, I mean, let's just look at the 2 starting pitchers, right? It's a first 5 bet. I actually like the full game too, so let me put that on. I think it was at plus 185, which is just crazy. All right. So I like Oakland for first 5 full game. Let's just start by looking at the 2 starting pitchers here, JP Sears and Freddie Peralta. If we're just looking at their last 5 starts, I mean, it's not even close. Freddie Peralta's got a 6.57 ERA and a 6.48 FIP in his last 5 starts. JP Sears in his last 5 starts, 2.33 ERA and a 4.32 FIP. I mean, JP Sears is pitching head and shoulders better than Freddie Peralta right now. Not to mention he's a lefty against the Brewers. Milwaukee's been one of the worst lineups in baseball against left-handed pitching. Oakland's bats are hot. In the last 6 games, they scored 36 runs, I think. 36 runs? If you isolate it to the last 7 days, Oakland's a top 5 lineup. Now, none of us actually believe Oakland is a top 5 lineup, but if you look at the last 5 days, statistically, they are. I don't get it. Seems too easy, but with the public all over Milwaukee, I will definitely take Oakland both ways here.
I love me some Oakland ball today. Yeah, I just think that every angle is working towards Oakland. Sure, the A's came out a little flat yesterday, but they've now won 4 straight games. They're averaging a fat 6.6 runs per game even over the last 6. And during the 6-game span, they were able to light up both Mitch Keller and Sandy Alcantara on offense. They now face Freddie Peralta, who I simply don't trust the guy right now. His last 5 starts, he's got a 6.57 ERA, 4.03 WOBA, and a 6.48 FIP. That's a guy who's being priced at minus 195. I just don't really see the value in betting him there. On the other side is JP Sears. And dude, JP Sears is rolling right now. The last 5 starts have been great. 2.33 ERA, 2.72 WOBA. And he's facing a Milwaukee lineup that, I mean, do we have to say it the 85th time this season? This team can't hit lefties. The Brewers are 2-11-5 on the first 5 money line against starting lefties this season, and 2-16 on the first 5 run line as favorites in these spots. Gotta shoot our shot with the Oakland A's here through the first 5.
Yeah, agree completely.
Yeah, completely agreed. I got 2 bets. Oakland first 5 team total over 1.5 at plus 100, and then Oakland money line at whatever it is now. Same type of scenario as both those guys said. I just want to highlight JP Sears. I know Beaver gave you guys the numbers, but just to give you an idea of what he's done, his last 3 starts on the road at Houston, 6 innings pitched, 2 runs, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. Then goes up to Seattle, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 strikeout, but only 1 run. And then on the road at Pittsburgh, 4 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. Did have 5 walks, so that's a little bit concerning, but he hadn't had 5 walks the whole year going into that start, so I think that's just a little bit of an aberration. So yeah, I don't see what anybody sees with. I mean, I guess you can say Freddie Peralta is the better pitcher, I guess. Yeah, but he hasn't really shown me much. Definitely not to warrant this price tag for sure. So there's no way in hell I can't take Oakland here.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I like the way what you said at the beginning. Like, I would like to hear somebody tell me a good reason to bet Milwaukee, because I couldn't find it. So next one, I actually skipped over this game last night by accident. So I don't have a ton of notes on it, but when I was looking this morning, I like the White Sox. Money line by 125. So the White Sox finally get to hit against a left-handed pitcher. I feel like the White Sox always get righty starters, and I might just be speaking of recency bias, but been waiting for an opportunity to bet the White Sox against a lefty. We finally get one. It's Braxton Garrett, who actually has been pretty solid this year, but the White Sox production starting against lefties starting to look like the White Sox lineup that we expected to see this year. In the last 14 days, they're 12th or 13th. They're right up there, top half of the league against lefties. It's the White Sox against righties. Those bats scare the shit out of me. White Sox against lefties, not so much. Giolito's got solid-looking numbers at home. He's also been pitching much better in the second half of the second chunk of the season based on what he did those first couple starts, or that one start where he's completely screwed us was so ugly. So yeah, definitely on the White Sox here. White Sox bullpen has been solid for a few weeks now also, so Chicago.
Yeah, don't really have much.
Actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't really have much else to add to what Kyle said. One thing I will note is that Gio's been significantly better at home thus far. 2.7 ERA, 2.66 WOBA, 3.79 FIP. And the Miami Bats, they just haven't looked good whatsoever those last 2 days. They pulled off a miracle yesterday in the 9th, but they've been struggling against righty starters, mainly doing that damage against the bullpen. And I really think that if Giolito could give us 6 innings like he has most of his recent starts, of like 2-run baseball, maybe even 1-run baseball, considering how bad the Miami Bats have been against righty starters, then we're in a pretty good spot with Graveman and Hendricks both having rest heading into this spot. So yeah, I like it with the White Sox against the lefties. I know Braxton Garrett's been better on the road this season, but throughout his career, he's been a lot less dependable on the road. May see some regression in this spot.
Yeah, same bet as those guys all over the White Sox money line. Just to add to Beaver's point, with Hendricks and Graveman fresh, Joe Kelly is kind of terrible, so I'm kind of glad that he's not ready to go. Lopez has been good. He's down, but they also have Kenyon Middleton, who's actually been pretty damn good for them too, another righty out of that pen. So lots of advantages for the White Sox there. And then Braxton Garrett. He's one of the pitchers on the fish, so I pay attention to him really closely. Couple things that I wrote down that point out that he could have a pretty bad night. He doesn't walk a lot of guys, which is fine, which is good. But he's got a Let's see, where did I write it down at? Oh yeah, barrel rate, his hard hit rate, 46.6 hard hit rate, really bad. A 9.8 barrel rate, and his 4.47 ERA is likely to get worse because it's at a 5.15 expected ERA. So lots of negative regression coming his way. I just think that after yesterday, the White Sox essentially playing well for 9 innings and then having a complete blow up made that game look way worse than it really was. I like for them to bounce back here today.
All right, we're all on the same page there. Move on to the next one. Yeah, it almost scares me a little bit. I know you guys aren't going to be on the same page as me here. I'm on the Cards. St. Louis money line. It was at minus 120. Yeah, Beaver said the same thing, but I'm going to laugh when this hits and you guys take your losing Reds tickets to the window for nothing.
I played the team total. I didn't play the Reds money line, so.
Wainwright's about to blank them.
That's funny.
Yeah, okay.
That's funny. What are you, comedian now? No, I don't know if Wainwright blanks him. That being said, his last 4 home starts against the Reds, 3 of them he's gone 7 innings or more. But really, Hunter Green is just so due for a bad start. Every time he puts together a good start or two, everyone's like, oh, Hunter Green has arrived, and then he blows up. Cardinals in the same division, they've seen him several times. Actually, I think that he's had 4 career starts against the Cardinals, and he hasn't even been bad against them. But on the road to St. Louis, I like them to get to Hunter Green. I know we've been talking about how hot the Reds bats are for a couple weeks now. We've cashed a lot of bets on the Reds. But if you isolate the last 7 days, the Cardinals bats actually have better numbers than Cincinnati. St. Louis, their lineup has secretly got hot again. No one's really talking about it. Top 5 in basically all offensive categories and gets right into pitching in the last 7 days. Cardinals also have Helsley, Gallegos, and Payente all rested and ready to go. Cardinals win this one at home.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from a sharp perspective, but that is truly disgusting. No. Give me the Reds first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 125. Reds have managed 3+ runs through the first 5 in 8 straight starts against Adam Wainwright, averaging 4.5 per game. We now get him in the worst form of his career. Not only have 5 of his 6 opponents cashed this year, averaging 3.2 runs per game, but his 5.97 ERA, 6 K to BB percentage, 321 OBA, and 11.6 barrel percentage are all the worst marks of his career. He now faces Reds lineup that continues to smash righties. Over the last 2 weeks, they're 5th in OPS, 12th in ISO, 7th in average against righties. And then over the last 30 days on the road against righties, they're 2nd in WRC plus, OPS, and average. They've been hitting righties at Great American on the road. It doesn't matter. They've cashed the last 6 of 8 against starting righties overall, averaging 3.5, and their last 4 or 5 against a righty on the road, averaging 3.8. If Wainwright wants to suddenly snap in the spot and break this trend, that's fine. But I think there's way too much value to pass up. Just to add, Adam Wainwright is now 1-7 to the first 5 money line in his last 8 starts against the Reds. So take with that as you will.
L.
Hunter Green during the road in day starts has a 1.25 ERA, 1.85 FIP. Guy's going to put on an absolute clinic today.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I actually understand where Kyle's coming from as far as taking the Cardinals. I'm not there, but I totally understand it. I can see what he's seeing. Reds team total over 3.5 at minus 135 for me. Last 5 times they've seen Wainwright home or away. The last 2 years they've went over this number. They've already seen Wainwright once this year already. I understand it was on the road, but that's got to help. This Reds team just continues to cash tickets for me. So they can, as long as they get 4, I don't care what St. Louis does.
Reds have consistently been the most undervalued offense in baseball this season.
You're talking to the king of Reds Nation. I've been riding the Reds train for 2 weeks. This ain't the spot. Cards.
Yeah, and then now, okay. Oh, all of a sudden he's going to proclaim himself as the Reds reader like Toast does with the Astros. Oh, fucking cat.
I am conducting the Reds train for almost 2 weeks now.
You are the Astros reader, but Kyle thinks he's some Reds conductor when he's simply not.
Find someone else on YouTube.
I've been on the Reds since day one this season. You're cracked out. I've been betting Reds team total since day one this season.
Yeah, how many subscribers do you have?
Bro, who gives a fuck? I'm just saying, when you're talking to the conductor of the Reds train, don't compare how many passengers are on the train. Compare who left the station first, and I did.
Ooh, I like that one.
That was a decent metaphor.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
All right. The next game, Padres.
I'm totally stealing that one. Beaver.
Yeah, that was solid. All right. Beaver declares himself the conductor of the Reds train. Okay. Hold that L today. All right, so I'm on the Rocks. Give me the Rockies money line here, plus 160. At first, I wrote down Rockies or pass, and then kept looking, and I actually found myself down to bet this. Don't have a ton of good reasoning for it. Obviously, Rockies facing the sweep. Don't really care about that, though. Blake Snell has gotten absolutely rocked. First of all, I know Blake Snell has been pitching well recently. I'm not trying to shit on the guy. But he has gotten absolutely rocked in Coors Field. His last 3 trips to Coors, he's never made it 5 innings, and he's given up 16 runs. Now, a couple concerns I have about my bet today. One, like I said, Blake Snell's pitching well right now. He's pitching well on the road, which is very uncharacteristic of him. And number 2, the Rockies lineup is different than the Rockies lineup we saw last year. Last year, Colorado was one of the most dangerous lineups against left-handed pitching in the league. This year, they're one of the worst. So I get it. This is a different season. But still, Blake Snell just doesn't like this ballpark. And Rockies have lost 6 in a row. It just seems the perfect spot for them to end that. And here's the icing on the cake. You ready for this? Padres bullpen. No Josh Hader. No Nick Martinez. Probably no Steven Wilson. So you can make an argument the Padres bullpen missing their 3 most important arms. Give me the Rockies money line. Oh, it's actually a plus 163. I want those 3 cents. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle really talked me onto this one. At first, he was like, Rockies, and I'm like, dude, can we just pass on this fucking game? And then I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, there is actually some decent usage out of the Padres pen. Now, one thing I must concede is that, I don't know if Kyle looked at this, but there's also some pretty decent usage out of the Rockies pen. With their
but they're gamers. They're gamers.
No, you just make an excuse, but I'll make that excuse with you on this one because I just think the price is too good to pass up. Yeah, Lamet sucks. I mean, there's no denying that. The guy's straight up ass cheek McBooty, but he has some great history against the Padres. I mean, 30 plate appearances, got a 160 OBA, 483 OPS, 33K percentage. Hey, now that's a bit encouraging. And the Padres bats are just simply inconsistent as all hell. Would it surprise you if they go out today and shit the bed against Dinelson Lamet? No, I would actually say it's the most Padres thing to ever occur. And then on the other side, we got Blake Snell. Those last 3 starts at Colorado, I mean, sheesh almighty. 12.34 ERA, 2.57 WHIP, 1.5 home run per 9. Now, I understand that the Rockies were definitely a different team against lefties the past 3 seasons. They were sitting around the top 10 in OPS consistently against lefties. This year, they're one of the worst teams against lefties. But if you look at some of the lefties that have gone to Coors, they've been able to give up about, 2, 3, maybe sometimes if you're pushing it, 4 runs. And yeah, I think that's not great offensive production, but Blake Snell doesn't tend to go far into games on the road. He tends to go maybe 5 innings at most. And then with the Padres bullpen weekend, I don't really trust the low leverage arms for the Padres at all. Not impressed by those arms. Adding the Rockies, as Toasta brought up on the show the other day, they lost 2 since, but the Rockies are still 13-4 in the last 17 against San Diego at Coors, and they dropped the first 2 games. I'll take a shot at a plus 170 price like it is on Bet365.
All right, Toast, tell us why you're betting Padres minus 1.5.
I'm not betting anything in this game. If I had to bet it, it would be the Rockies. Just like Beaver had said. I can't do it. I have to see Blake pitch well in Coors Field, but I do think you're going to see a Blake Snell masterpiece today. I can't bet it. I wish you guys luck. I could care less if they win today or not after winning the first 2 games. So I'm out of this. I wish you guys luck. I don't want to deal with it.
He could care less, he says. The guy's got a Padres tattoo on his lower back.
It's on my ass cheek, actually.
Cubs at Giants. Am I crazy for going back to the Cubs to complete the sweep here?
Yes.
I'm putting it on the screen. It didn't make the ticket or anything. Cubs money line plus 115. All right. It seems nuts to take the Cubs to sweep the Giants. Cubs have lost 5 straight Hayden Wesneski starts. Here he is pitching against a Giants lineup that's been solid against right-handed pitching this whole season. It's pretty terrifying. But the entire world is betting San Francisco. It's the second most public play on the board. You can see from the charts. Everyone's betting the Giants, and the line hasn't moved. But that's not the only reason for betting the Cubs. That's just something I noticed. What's going on with the Giants bats? Because they've scored 2 runs total in the last 2 games. Kyle Hendricks, who actually I like. I'm not trying to portray Kyle Hendricks as some kind of scrub. I think he's okay. But Kyle Hendricks just threw an 8-inning, 1-hit shutout against this Giants lineup in San Francisco yesterday. If Kyle Hendricks can do that, I'm sure Wes Neski can definitely pitch himself a decent game also. Giants rolling out Brebbia again. Another bullpen day? Let me see if that has changed. Yep, still says Brebbia. So where are all the Giant starters? Where's Alex Cobb and Wood and Logan Webb? Where are these guys? Because I feel like Brebbia starts every game. He started yesterday. I don't know. He started yesterday. He's starting again. It's just another bullpen day for the Giants. I think I plus money. I'll ride with the Cubs, but this is not. Trust me. If you're in the comments saying I'm taking the Giants, I'm not even going to argue with you.
Biggest pass ever. Zero clarity in who will be pitching for the Giants today. Good off this.
I mean, as long as it's not Logan Webb or Alex Cobb, though, who cares? They all suck.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it's Cubs or pass for me. I'm a Hayden Wesneski truther. I mean, I don't see where he's even pitched bad this year except for his start in Minnesota. So I see a whole bunch of 6 innings, 1-run games. So he might be 2-2, but he continues to pitch well for them. So I would go Cubs first 5 if I had to make a play on this game, but I did pass. All
right, cool. Next game. Mariners at Angels. I put Angels or pass. I'm just gonna put pass because I don't know. Mariners were my bet of the day last night, and I was so proud of them. I was so proud of that franchise.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of Mr. Hernandez for getting me my RBI prop. And
that was dope. Thank you for that.
In the 3rd inning too. How did that happen? In the 3rd, I said it was going to be a solo home run, but still, I called the RBI in the 3rd inning. That's crazy. Angels are pass, just pass. I'm not going to ramble about a game I don't even have a bet on. So,
yeah, I'm also on the Angels or pass train. Griffin Canning has looked really good over his last 3 starts, albeit they weren't the best competition. The Mariners bats against righties right now look absolutely putrid. I didn't get to listen to the show yesterday, but I'm assuming part of the reason you guys took the Mariners was because they were facing a lefty, and their bats have been significantly better against lefties as of late.
That was part of it.
Yeah, just not the case against righties lately. They have been pretty god-awful. And now I know that Logan Gilbert's a beast. That's the main reason why this is a or pass for me. Logan Gilbert's a beast. He's had some great history against the Angels. He's won his last 4 or 5 starts at LA. So that's something that I'm not exactly looking to fade. I wanted to bet the under in this game, but it's at 9. So I just don't have a good read on this game. I don't have a good handle. I thought the Angels would win in a low-scoring affair, but it seems that I wouldn't be surprised with the way the lines are looking that Cannon gets lit up and the Mariners win comfortably. So I'm just going to pass here.
Yeah, Mariners first 5 at plus 100 for 0.75. Mariners money line at plus 100 for a half a unit. Love Seattle today. 16 hits last night. They absolutely broke out. I don't really worry about that offense if they're going to hit like that. I don't expect 16 hits, but I do think that that's a nice little mental jump for them. And then Logan Gilbert, bet on pitcher for me, has been all year, 3.8 ERA, but his expected ERA is almost a run lower at 2.98. He's got one of the lowest walk rates in Major League Baseball. Hasn't taken a loss in his last 4 trips to Anaheim. I'm taking the plus money with the Mariners.
What you guys just witnessed is a classic case of Toast drinking the Kool-Aid. He's in Alaska, where that's a Mariners territory, and he doesn't like to admit it, but he's a Mariners guy to his core. I
watch almost all their games. I'll give you that.
First 5 in full game, he's certainly drinking the Kool-Aid right now after last night. I'm proud of the franchise too. I'm proud to call myself a Mariners bettor last night, but I think you're overextending.
I think Griffin Canning is a house of cards that's waiting to get hit hard. So if you want to go at Houston, at White Sox, at Boston, and pitch that well, if you can do it again against the Mariners, touche to you.
True.
He's a house of cards that's built of fucking steel, and he's gonna do it today.
He's a house of steel cards. All right. Let's go to the last game. My notes for this game: one word, Schmitty. Let's do it, Yanks. I am rolling with Schmitty. I don't actually. I mean, all jokes aside, I don't think this game has a ton of betting value. But it's Sunday Night Baseball. Schmitty's pitching. I'm going to bet the Yankees. I am, and I probably will bet them probably heavy. But it's more because out of I'm just gambling and having some fun. I don't really know if there's a sharp angle to be found in this one. I'm backing Schmitty. Sunday Night Baseball. Let's have some fun. I don't trust the Boston bats. I haven't for a couple weeks now. Toast is going to tell you to bet Boston. He's wrong. See, Toast, he doesn't see the value in Schmitty, and he doesn't realize that we're watching a young ace blossom before our eyes. Schmitty coming off a bad start. He bounces back on Sunday Night Baseball in front of under the bright lights, pitches a gem against a bum-ass Red Sox lineup.
Yeah, zero chance I'm backing Clark shit here. Give me the Red Sox on the money line. You want to talk about a surging starting pitcher? Brian Bello looks excellent as of late.
Tell him, Beaver.
Yeah, and honestly, we're getting him in a great spot. He's going to be on the road where he's been better in splits. He's going to be facing a lot of righties, which he's been better in terms of splits. And he's going to be playing at night, which he's been better in terms of splits. Everything is working towards Brian Bello here. The guy over his last 7 starts has allowed 3+ runs once. And he held several teams to 1 or less runs during that span. Yanks bats without Aaron Judge don't impress me at all whatsoever. And I think Brian Bello could deal tonight. Now, I wish the Red Sox were still rolling out 6 lefties like they were 2 weeks ago. Projected right now, there's only 4 lefties in the lineup, but I think Core is smarter than that. I think he at least gets 5 in there. And Clark Schmidt against lefties is just a nightmare. And listen, Clark Schmidt, yeah, our boy Schmitty, he is surging lately. Definitely no denying that, despite the fact they couldn't generate a fucking whiff against the White Sox last week. But he's lost now his last 4 or 5 starts, and the Yanks just aren't giving him the run support. It's pretty much the same argument as there's the game with Cole. Schmidt could go out and deal, but I don't think he's going to get any run support. And at a plus price, how are we not taking Boston here with what I think is a comparable bullpen? Definitely like the Sox.
I didn't look, Beaver. You did say Schmidt is worse against lefties, correct?
Oh my God, he's a nightmare against lefties. He has been since last year.
Okay,
that was perfect. The old Schmitty, though. Sure. New Schmitty can deal.
Just wanted to make sure. So who are the left-handers in the Boston lineup? Verdugo, Yoshida, Devers, Casas, McGuire. It's just really hard for me. Brian Bello is a absolute bet-on pitcher for me. I really, really like this kid. I'm at this point, I'm like the Brian Bello defender. Two of his last 3 starts, he's lost 2 of his last 3 starts. Boston scored 1 run or less in 2 of those games. He's kind of like becoming the Kevin Gausman of this division as well. On top of that, his 2 starts against the Yankees, 11 total innings, only 1 run, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks. It's Sunday Night Baseball. I'll take my chances with the Red Sox over the Yankees any day of the week.
All right.
Without Judge. Sorry.
It looks like all the comments are on Boston, too. Good.
Shit.
Everyone is doubting Schmitty.
God damn it. I thought I was super sharp.
Yeah, makes me might bet it a little heavier now. So, all right, that's it. 15 games. Community parlay, which hit yesterday. The community parlay exited the slump. And everyone was hating. I don't know who it was. Everyone was hating on that guy for putting the Cubs in it. Aren't we the ones looking like fools because the Cubs hit? Everyone, throw your favorite parlay leg into the comments, and let's make this parlay. Let's go for 2 in a row. Giants money line.
If you guys want to prop total base prop, Will Smith over 1.5 total bases at plus 100, free money.
Will Smith. So, Sauce, you're from Jersey and you're wearing a Rams hat. I have a hat for like every single franchise. I don't know if you're familiar. I host a YouTube show where I wear a hat. So it's a right.
From Alaska, I got a Mets hat on.
Yeah. Angels Mariners under. Okay. You have the do you have the sportsbook out, Beaver?
Always. I always got that thing on me.
Angels Mariners under. Red Sox money line. That's going to lose.
God damn it.
And White Sox money line. Let's see what that's at.
When you have the 2 Sox in a money line, it's a locks. It's plus 1045 odds.
Do you think we should take one out or should we let it rock with plus 1045?
Let's take that suspect under out. I mean, that under seems literally free as day, which is not what I like to see.
What is it at if you take the under out?
Plus 529.
Plus 529. The community parlay is locked. Giants money line, Red Sox money line, White Sox money line, plus 529. Could the community parlay possibly go 2 in a row? Probably not. But we're gonna give it a rock. I think the Red Sox are gonna lose on Sunday Night Baseball. As always, thanks for watching. There's like 650 people in here we're watching. This is crazy.
On Sunday?
I know. I didn't. I almost because I was up late. I didn't finish the video until like 4 a.m. I almost was going to cancel it live because I was like, no one's going to want to watch. It's Sunday. Really appreciate you guys joining. Tomorrow, Monday's a weird day. I'll have to look at the schedule. I'll let you know what we're doing tomorrow because I really don't know at this point. Everyone, bet responsibly. Have yourself a great day. Remember, MLB Sundays are weird. Keep the bets responsible. Hit any of the 3 of us up on Twitter if you need us. Have a good one, guys.